In this video we are going to cover a wrist warm-up. The warm-up isn't just to mobilize the wrists and to make them more flexible, but it's also going to make them a lot stronger too. It would be my advice for you to make sure that you get this done prior to your sessions. Okay, so here we go, let's get into it. So I'm going to come to this box shape. My knees are going to be about hip width and my toes are going to be tucked under at the back. I'm going to make sure that I keep my toes tucked under all the way through. I'm actually going to warm up into the scapula too here by adding a little shoulder protraction, and I'm going to rock forwards and backwards. I'm going to be bringing my shoulders beyond the fingertips, and this is going to apply a little bit of stress onto the wrists, and it will drop off as I go backwards. Do this about 10 times. Having the toes tucked under at the back is going to help to stretch out the facet tissue on the sole of the foot also. So it's always a good idea to get that into. From there, we're going to take the fingers out to the side. I'm just going to turn this way so you can see that my hands are actually outside of shoulder width. And I'm going to move from side to side. I'm going to make sure that when I come back through the center that I get a little bit of that shoulder protraction on, still warming into the scapula. And again, I'm going to do this between 10 to 12 times. You'll notice that I still have my toes tucked under at the back. From there, I'm going to change my hand position, and I'll have the fingers pointing towards the knees. Now for some of you, this might be a lot of pressure on the wrists. If that's the case, then simply bring your fingers closer to the knees and sit back a little bit. For those of you who've got a little bit more in the tank, we will stay with the hands directly below the shoulders, and we will pulse again forwards and backwards, still with that shoulder protraction and still with the toes tucked under at the back. My heels stay in connection with the ground just while I acclimatize to the action. And once I'm used to that, then I can bring the heels of the palm off the ground and take that stretch into the extensors a little bit more. Once that's complete, I'm going to go back of the palm side down. Now, I can have one hand up if it's too much pressure to have both arms down. I want to make sure that I keep the arm straight and that the inner elbow is tracking forwards. If I just turn this to the side, you can see that a little bit better. If there was still too much pressure, bring your fingers back towards the knees and sit back a little bit. And if that's still too much, don't apply any pressure. You should still be able to breathe as normal. That's what we want here. It should be on the edge of the sensation. It shouldn't be torturous in any way. I know that this is quite challenging for some of you. Anyhow, I'm going to go for the double wrist. Again, the toes are still tucked under at the back. I've still got a little bit of shoulder protraction, and away I go. Ten to 12. Ease out. Last but not least, we're going to come to this low squat. In yoga, it's called a malasana. And we're going to do a little bit of wrist rehab. So I am going to grab around the wrist, around the joint, just in between the bottom of the forearm and the wrist itself. I'm going to squeeze gently, get a little bit of separation in the capsule joint, a light fist, and I'm going to just rehab that wrist out. So having that little bit of separation creates some space, and that will lubricate the joint with synovial fluid. 10 to 12 rotations, and then change wrist. Okay, and there we have it. So make sure that you get this in, preferably before you start your sessions, and